Welcome to Some Guy's Garage. I bought a cheap plasma cutter. Don't ask me why. Wait, no, you can actually ask me why. Go ahead, do it in the comments. All right, I need to interrupt here. This thing has been sitting in the corner of my workbench for a year and a half. I bought it in January 2025. It's August 2026 now, and I still haven't used it. It is covered in dust. It's been sitting in the corner of my workbench, and I had some film from when I actually first got it and unboxed it, but haven't plugged it in yet. So what I'm going to do is show you the rest of the video that I had already started, and then to finish it off, I'm going to plug this thing in here in a second and at least go through the controls. We aren't going to cut anything today. Sorry about that, but I need to do something to get this off my bench and the video off my drives. These were on sale for a little over 200 bucks around the holidays, and I kind of bit. It's a 50 amp apparently plasma cutter, but it's one of those Chinese inverter ones that you don't really know if you're gonna get anything great, how well it's gonna work, but I figured I'd take you guys along for the ride here and see what's what. So this is the Bestarc BTC500DP. I think DP is something like digital something or other. Who knows? I didn't look too closely at the specs. It says 50 amps, 60% duty cycle. It runs on 220 volts. And comes with the plasma cutter, the torch, a clamp, like an earth clamp, some cutting tips and electrodes. No idea if I'm going to be able to get any more of those. An air hose apparently, some sort of wire adapter. Don't know what that's for. And a couple hose clamps. Says 50 amps, 60% duty cycle. It should have, it says pilot arc and post time adjustment. So it should have the kind of high frequency start so you don't have to lift off, which is nice. And built-in air regulator and filter, and can do T2E or 4T torch control. So, you know, it has a lot of the things that the better, Hypertherm or something like that would have, like some of those features. But is it going to work as well as a Hypertherm? Or is it going to be supported as well as a Hypertherm? Definitely not. But for 200 bucks, not $3,000, maybe it's worth a try. So I'm going to open this up here today, see what's inside, and in a little bit we'll take it for a test cut. But let's start with getting this thing open. All right, let's see what's inside here. So we got some foam. I'll grab that out of here. We've got, probably this is the box with the accessories, so we'll put that to the side here. And a bunch more foam. Comes well packed, all things considered. So we got all that out of the way, and then we'll be able to lift this thing out. Not very heavy, as expected kind of for a Chinese thing, but I believe that's everything in the box. Yes. So we've got the plasma cutter. We'll set that aside for a second and see what else is in this box here. Opening it up. So I'm guessing that's the air hose. That's the ground clamp. Says 10 millimeter. I don't know if anybody can do that on the top of their head here. Looks maybe not quite 4 gauge, probably 6 or 8 gauge wire for the ground clamp. Might need an upgrade. So there is that's what they're talking about, the adapter. You guess you can plug this into 110 rather than 240. I won't be doing that probably. We have some clear tape, the hose clamps, and then the cutting tips and stuff. So the consumables, some silica gel. There is a manual, and then the actual torch itself here. Let's open that up. Oh, yeah, there we go. There's a, I guess, little wrench that was in the box there as well. This actually doesn't look, doesn't look too bad. It's a little, I guess you could say, not flexible, as evidenced by the kind of PVC hose here. I'm guessing that's the air hose, and these two are for your power and control. Not the heaviest duty wiring. There's a protector on the switch here, if you can see that. So you kind of stick your finger under and then away you go. And there is a guide here so you can drag the tip along the work surface and it kind of spaces you off. So that's kind of neat. So on the machine on the front here, do the honors. Yeah, done a nice one. There we go. So on the machine here, it looks like we have a air regulator, some sort of push to unlock and turn, power hookups. So that's the pilot arc, that's the actual cutting torch, that's the switching, or at least that's what it looks like, and that's the ground clamp there. Controls, there's a rotary dial here and a few buttons. kind of interesting, I guess. Looking at the back as well then, main on-off switch. There's a fan for cooling, and there is a air fitting with what I assume is a small regulator or something like that, or a filter on the back as well. That's probably filtering. Overall build quality, it's plasticky, it's cheap, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. So I'm thinking before I actually plug this in or try and hook it up, I'm gonna open it up. I wanna make sure that the ground is actually grounded to the chassis and there's nothing blatantly wrong before I plug 240 volts into it. And then I'll probably spend a bit of time, review the manual and just kind of have a look at things before we actually get cutting with it. But let's try taking this apart. I'm guessing I'm going to need to remove these screws on the side here. Get a little tray. See how many of these end up being stripped from the factory. It's usually what ends up happening. Yeah, these little rubber or plastic bumpers are gonna have to come off as well. Okay, that should be all of them. Yep, there we go, the cover lifts off. All right, let's see what we got here. So power, we are grounded. So there is a nice big ground bar here that, or bar that runs along the whole thing that is grounded right out of the power supply. That's good. Those both go in straight to the switch, and then out of the switch we start going into all the circuitry here. You can see some of the air system here. So this is all air that comes through here, and that's probably a solenoid of some sort that turns things on and off, I would imagine. Wiring to the back of that, yeah, so this wire comes down to the back of that to control the air solenoid there. That's probably all, there's cooling there, so that's probably all power supply or heat sinking or something like that in there. Yeah, there's some big circuitry behind there, so power supply probably in there, and then screen probably controls across the back here, and some sort of other power switching stuff. Says 40 amps at 240 volts, whatever those things are. Yeah, overall, not terrible. Everything's kind of zip tied off and stood off nicely, and it's not too much of a hodgepodge of things. I'm no electronics expert, but not the worst I've ever seen. Nothing that makes me scared to plug it into the wall here for the first time and hopefully watch it not blow up. So I'm gonna get this back together then, and you can join me in a few here to actually try some cutting and testing with this. I'll get everything hooked up and we'll give it a go. Okay, back to the present here. I've plugged it in, we'll switch it on here on the back, and we'll see this thing start up. Zoom in a little bit there. So there we can see that it is on, very dusty. I've cut an air functionality, 2T, 4T of some sort. This seems to change the pilot arc settings, and presumably this will do something, and there's a button if it's clamped. It looks like it doesn't detect whatever it needs, or maybe because there's no air pressure, so can't really go any further than that. Again, sorry about this not being a full video. That's about all I've got for you today. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.